you won't get rotation. Nowhere in the nation. Program directors and DJs ignored. Just as we say top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10. Until you put more hip-hop in.
We need media of our own. We need media of our own. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity.
This country 8 days ago. While tens of thousands of the wounded await medical help, the survivors are still burying the dead. The death toll is now estimated at a staggering 200,000. Some 3 million Haitians, a third of the country's population, have been directly affected by the quake, with 1.5 million now homeless. Amy Goodman filed this report from Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
We've just arrived at the General Hospital here in Port-au-Prince, in the capital of Haiti, the main hospital for Port-au-Prince. And the U.S. soldiers have also just arrived, more than 10,000 of them. It's causing chaos because people who are taking care of their families, who've been operated on, who are waiting to be operated on, who go to get their only means of sustenance, perhaps food or water, they're trying to get in. And now, for the first time, they're not able to, or they're having trouble. We're going to see if we can get in right now.
Excuse me.
How old are you?
19.
Is this your first tour of duty?
Yes, ma'am.
How come the tripod?
Helps for set it down. It's a little heavy. So whenever I do set it down, it makes it a little easier.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a fully automatic.
That's a lot of bullets.
Yeah, we're not going to use them, though. Only if we have to.
We're going in to see Dr. Evan Lyon of Partners in Health, an organization that has 10 clinics throughout Haiti and many more around the world. And Haiti has more than 4,000 employees.
Well, we tried to get in. The soldier said, no press.
That was not a mandate from anybody, but we do need crowd control. There's no insecurity. We need some crowd control so that the patients are not kept from having access. To this point, the military has not been here. They showed up about half an hour ago for the first time. This is the main general hospital for the country. This is the main academic hospital for the country. This is the most important medical center in Haiti. It has been given very slow capacity. We've been improvising for the last 4 days on the ground with the Ministry of Health under the direction of the Haitian director and with our own meager capacity. The international volunteers are doing good work, but this place has been largely ignored. You see the infrastructure as it's been destroyed. And in terms of supplies, in terms of surgeons, in terms of aid, relief, the response has been incredibly slow. There are teams of surgeons that have been sent to places that were, quote, more secure, that have 10 or 20 doctors and 10 patients. We have 1,000 people on this campus that are triaged and ready for surgery, but we only have 4 working ORs without anesthesia, without pain medications, and we're still struggling to get ourselves up to 24-hour care.
Where is the nurses' building the most hard hit? And tell us what happened.
The nurses' building is behind here on the campus. I can show you later. It's a 4 or 5 story building that collapsed entirely. The entire class of second-year nursing students was inside. We think it was between 100 and 150 people, 100 to 150 nurses who were buried inside. Some of the stench is coming from there directly. The other thing that's worth knowing is behind us is the morgue, the main morgue for the city. Bodies were piled here by the thousands. They're being moved by front-end loader and pickup and dump truck. They've largely been cleared, but the morgue, even to now, has had no refrigeration. So this place has been very dense with dying and very dense with suffering.
There are now, I think it was announced, 12,000 U.S. soldiers. The Venezuelan President Chavez called it an occupation now. What would you say?
I think it has real potential to be an occupation. If there are 12,000 soldiers here, it is an occupation. I've not known of any violence at the hands of the American military. We've also just barely had the beginning of collaboration with them, literally within the last 30 minutes. General Keane, their operations person, finally showed up here after some time, and the military is helping us secure the grounds. But of course, this is an occupation. It's not this is a disaster area. Warm bodies help, but military is potentially very destructive in this environment.
What do you need? What would be constructive?
What we need right now is electricity, water, nurses, surgeons, and materials. We have on site right now, we have 7 operating rooms up and running. We need about 15 or 20 within the next 24 hours. We have materials to keep the operating rooms going for maybe another 12 hours. Once that runs out, then we're stuck.
Soldiers haven't brought you supplies?
Not yet.
Talk about the most pressing problems of people here, dare I say, the crushing need, and what has happened in this first week, the people who have died, the people who could have lived.
The most pressing need is for surgery. Most of the injuries were crushing injuries, were bones. There are hundreds of people here with compound fractures, meaning the bone has broken and come out the skin. They've had first aid, they've been stabilized, they're being given antibiotics, and some are dying of infection. What they need is surgery, and they need it right away. Those people are dying minute to minute to minute because we don't have the surgical capacity to take care of their wounds, to decompress the infections. The other thing that weighs heavy on me is that we have no pain medicines. So we have people now, we're approaching exactly 1 week in a few hours. We've had people with compound fractures, we've had people with limbs that need amputation, and we have no analgesia. We have no pain medicines of any kind.
His arm was cut when it was broken at school.
This question of security and the rumors of security and the racism behind the idea of security has been our major block to getting aid in. The U.S. military has promised us for several days to bring in machinery, but they've been listening to this idea that things are insecure, and so we don't have supplies. I'm living here in the neighborhood with a friend. I'm staying with some of my Haitian doctor colleagues. We've been circulating on the roads to 1 and 2 in the morning, moving patients, moving supplies, trying to get our work done. There is no security. The UN is not out. The U.S. is not out. The Haitian police are not able to be out. But there is also no insecurity. I don't know if you guys are.
Nowhere in the nation, program directors and DJs ignored. Just a simple second, what I'm kicking to you, I'm getting rotation. Nowhere in the nation, program directors and DJs ignored. Just a simple second, what I'm kicking to you, I'm getting rotation. Nowhere in the nation, program directors and DJs ignored. Just a simple second, top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10, until you put more hip-hop in.
We need media of our own. We need media of our own. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity.
Top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10, until you put more hip-hop in.
We need media of our own. We need media of our own. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity.
And what I'm kicking to you, I'm getting rotation. Nowhere in the nation, program directors and DJs ignored. Just a simple second, top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10, until you put more hip-hop in.
We need media of our own. We need media of our own. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call it Dignity. We agreed to found an action movement and to call with dignity.
Top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10. Until you put more hip-hop in. Top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10. Until you put more hip-hop in. Top 4, and top 30, top 20, and top 10. Until you put more hip-hop in.